Aloha, my name is Ashley Dougherty. I'm here with Hawaii Shopaholics, and I want to discuss an interesting topic that is brought up to me almost every weekend. So I just kind of want to cover it and see if everyone's on the same page. Hopefully you are. So stockpile sales. So this weekend some lady asked me what was my opinion about a stockpile sale. So my opinion about stockpile sales, if that is something you're in the market to want to do and help bring money to your family, good for you. That's awesome because it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to be able to do that and have that much inventory to be able to have a sale. Me personally, I don't have that much time, but I run a website which takes a lot of time to do. Plus I got a 9-month-old that is just going all around the house and wants my attention all the time. So those two things take basically all my time all the time. So if you were in the market to want to start stockpile sales and wanted to get enough inventory to do that, I say good on you. Your first step would be to run to the Hawaii State Office, and you would need a business tax ID number, okay? A business tax ID number is where you can legally resale stuff. By having that tax ID number, you're not going to get harassed when you're having yard sales. There are certain states, I'm not sure if Hawaii is included, but there are states that I've lived in where you're only allowed so many garage sales a year, and anything after that they think you're just running a business, and they do have state employees going around and monitoring it. So in order to not get fined, you need to have that tax ID so that you are legally able to run a business. And then the second thing you need to do is semi-annually at least you need to file your taxes, and it would be based on the income you're receiving, and you would basically say, hey, state of Hawaii, this is how much income I made. On top of that, you need to create a very detailed spreadsheet. It's very easy to make. If you need one, you can email me at hawaiishopaholics@yahoo.com and I will give you a copy of the spreadsheet that I use. But basically you are going to say, not that I run stockpile sales, however, I run a business which is very similar, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to say, this is the income I received from my stockpile sale, however, this was the cost, and you're going to keep all your receipts of what the products cost me in order to have the products at my stockpile sale. On top of that, you're going to have office supplies, which is like your paper, your printer. You're also going to have, and maybe some ink that you maybe needed. If you ever needed to buy a new computer so you can print more coupons, then you can expense the computer. If you needed to buy an iPad, you can expense the iPad. Maybe you needed to buy a couple more phones because you needed to use the coupon app on there in order to print so much. So all the different ways that you need for supplies, that would go there. The next column you would need is to deduct all your mileage on your car, and then you would times that mileage by however much they're giving you that year. Every year it seems to change, so you just have to check the IRS.com's website for how much each mile is costing. And then on top of that, there's a couple others like meals, if you ever needed to travel, so forth. There's a bunch of different things that you can itemize to offset your income to help out. So on top of that, as long as you're doing it the legal way, which is the ethical way, I have no issue with having stockpile sales, and I say good for you for wanting to make that initiative to help bring extra money to your family. Just make sure you're doing it the legal way. If you're watching Instagram, you probably see people that are doing it all the time. And several of them were recently fined because they did not have that state ID number, that tax ID. And in their state, if they have so many garage sales a year or stockpile sales a year, it seemed as they're running a business and they have to have a permit for it. So you just got to check all your state, city codes in order to know what you're allowed to do. Some states and cities, it's 2 garage sales a year and that's it. Anything after that, it seemed as you're running a business, you got to have that tax ID. And then, you know, just kind of play by the rules. I think to be a lawful U.S. citizen, it is our duty to report our income to the state. Now, I get people that argue and say, well, I pay taxes on when I bought the products. However, yeah, but you bought this product, probably like the Tina pads that are out now, and there's a $5 coupon, you got it free. So you only paid 5, 10, maybe 15 cents for it, okay? You didn't pay a whole lot, maybe 25 cents at the most. But when you're reselling it for a profit, and you need to pay taxes on that profit. So you just got to remember that anytime you're doing that, it's running a business. Businesses do it all the time, so you just kind of got to play by the rules. I know it kind of seems shady, but it really isn't. It's just the law. And it's everyone's part in the United States in order to keep us out of debt. We're in a ton of debt, so I think everyone can pay the taxes on any income that they receive. So that's the ethical way of having a stockpile sale. So if you have any questions, comments, bad comments, whatever you want to say, you can email me at Hawaii Shopaholics. I know a lot of people are going to differ from me in my opinion, but that's my opinion and I'm stating it. Thanks for listening.